On this episode of Richo's Customs, we're getting this nugget ready for roadworthy on Wednesday. So, we're going to run through and see what it needs for roadworthy and fix her up, ready for Wednesday. So, let's get into it. Before today's video starts, I want to say I have made Richo custom sticker of Naughty the Burnout car. So if you want to buy one of these mad little stickers, just hit me up on Instagram or Facebook, just DM me, and I have PayPal or bank transfers. And these are $6 delivered Australia wide. So if you want to cop one or more, I've got plenty here now. I've ordered like 100. So if you want to cop a bad boy and help me out, then you can see more content, more epic turbo Falcons. So let's get into today's video. So if you saw my last video, you'll see that I picked up this mad Mazda 121 off Facebook Marketplace for $300. If you have not seen that video, go and check it out. I'll link it in the description. But this is the nugget, and today we are just going to run through a couple of things. First off, the first thing I know, it needs a power steering belt and air conditioning belt so I can, have comfort and aircon, especially in Queensland. We're going to put the new battery in because this one is a Falcon one and it needs to get tied down. We'll probably try and pull the big dents out at the back because, it's got some, you probably can't even see it in this lighting, but it's got a hectic mad dent from someone obviously just Tokyo drifting this thing too hard. We might get started in painting the rims, not sure yet, but I think I'll do most of the mods after I roadworthy it so I can get it roadworthy a bit better. And then I've got to fix the cable tied grille because that is just flopping in the breeze, but should be pretty straightforward this video and should be pretty quick, and we'll probably just degrease everything because she's absolutely filthy. So let's get into it. This is why I work on Falcons. How am I supposed to get down there to change the belt? What the hell? So I think we are going to go upwards and get the belt on first. Time to go up. First step is actually to remember your belt that you left in the car. Oh, there it is. Look, belt. Yeah. So there's our aircon belt. That's the harmonic balancer, and then power steering's up there. So I'm gonna try and get it in because what the hell? Who designs this stuff? Looks like I can take this plastic off, which might make life a lot easier, so get into it.
Now this Metro is 22 years old, which means we definitely need to have a good look over the whole car and make sure it's good to go for the roadworthy, which means check the brakes, check the wheels, make sure they are in good condition, make sure it doesn't have any leaks, and make sure the structure is nice and strong, that it is safe to drive on the road, and make sure we have no problems and won't cause any problems to other people on the road. So we're going to try and get this belt fixed and move on to it just so we can clean it up and make it a bit nicer and not smell so bad like it is before. So let's crack into it.
So there we have it, got my little cover off. Now, somehow I've got to fit my hands up there and get the belt on. So it's going to be hard to film, but I'll get my camera on the tripod and set her up and try and film it to my best ability. Yeet. So the belt's on, now I've just got to work out how the hell it's tightened. So we're going to drop it back down and have a gander from the top and see what's popping.
So in order for us to get to the tensioner, which is just next to the airbox, we're going to have to take the whole airbox out, the airbox intake which goes into the engine, and all the piping and PCV valves that go into the intake. So we're just going to take all this stuff out that we do not need so we can reach down with our fat little fingers and try and work out how this thing even tensions, because I've never seen one of these things in my life. So we're all learning together at the same time.
So right down there is our belt, and up here we have an adjustment. So I'm just going to fiddle around with the adjustment so we can get this belt nice and tight. So we'll tighten that up and see how we go. So now that's on, I'm just going to crank it over. It probably won't start because the intake isn't on, but just to see if the belt settles. Key would help, wouldn't it? Oh, listen to it. So after attempting to put the new belt on, I found that the air conditioning compressor has fully seized, and like all the ball bearings are like just out of place, and it just won't spin at all. So the fail on putting the belt on, but lucky that is not a roadworthy thing. The car doesn't need air conditioning or power steering to pass the roadworthy. So we've just got to put everything back together, like the intake, and then we've got to put our new battery in, and then we're probably just going to go around and try and pull out some of the big dents, and probably just try and clean up the car just a little bit better, do a service if it needs it. But it looks like it's had a service pretty recently. It's got fresh coolant, all the oil is mint. So I think we're just going to run over everything, make sure the seatbelts are good, probably clean the seatbelts, and just make sure everything is good so it can pass the roadworthy. So let's get the intake back in. So here's our mad new little Repco battery that we are going to put in right there. We've got the factory clamps for it just there, so we need to put that one in because without the battery tied down it won't pass the roadie. So chuck that in and then we can start it and make sure it's all happy. Yep. Yep. Yes. Put that down. Battery. Get that on. Get that on. Haha, perfect. Perfect. Yeah, get a little clamp and I'll work that out. So, let's give her a key bang. Batteries on there and good. So we're just going to hit with some degreaser to try and clean up the engine bay. So let's go.
Now once you clean your engine bay and wet it like me, you just want to make sure you give her a nice little blow up after you clean it, just to make sure she's running on fuel and not on water that you've just introduced into the engine bay. So make sure she's running good, and then you can keep doing skids.
Now we've got the Mazda over at the house. We're going to try and use the carpet cleaner machine on the seats and clean up these filthy seat belts a bit. So we're going to do that and make it look nice and shiny again.
If this isn't the most satisfying job ever, then you'd be wrong, because these little shampoo things are awesome. They're pretty cheap and they do a great job on your dirty, stinky, smelly old dirty seats. So these will just bring the seats back to life, make them nice and clean again, and really brings up the whole interior and makes it pop like it was back in the 90s when these things were rolling around. So we're just going to make this car smell nice and fresh again, and do all of the seats and make them all shiny and new again.
Look at the difference. Oh, still a bit wet, but holy, turned out amazing. And in the back too. Wow, such a good difference. Oh. 15 horsepower. Yeah, bud. So that'll wrap up today's video on preparing my Mazda for roadworthy on Wednesday. Once we get it roadworthy and reg road on Wednesday, I'll be able to start doing all the mods that you've been recommending to me. And my grandma has the same Mazda too, so that's pretty wicked. Got two twins matching. But yeah, if you liked today's video of cleaning up the Mazda and getting it ready for roadworthy, make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe down below, and we'll be back for more mods tomorrow. We're doing an airbox upgrade on my brother's Land Cruiser, so stay tuned for more Land Cruiser videos too. So we'll see you next time on more Mazda builds and other cool builds like that. So thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.